Hello. Welcome to the channel. I am Nate, and this is Peach Domino Papercraft. So, what are we doing today? Well, today, because it's been a minute, and things, and because we're a couple of days from Christmas, I am going to make a spread in my spread book. And you can see, this is how big it was supposed to be. And we're not even halfway through. This thing is going to break before I finish, and that is okay. I will design a new way to keep it together. As you can see, we've got quite a few different spreads in here already. Here's last Christmas's actually, and I haven't made any spreads since February or March. This one is supposed to be, I don't think this one's done, but this is wallpaper in an old house, and here's the little wainscoting that's fallen apart, and this ripped wallpaper right here. Anyway, not the point. Today, fresh piece of paper, we are going to make a Christmas spread from this kit. I was prepared, I promise. From Lottie's Magic Attic, called Hearth and Pine. And it's got a lot. It's got journal pages. These are misprints, you can see right here. But it does have journal pages. It has background pages. And I'm not going to flip through the whole kit. She does have a flip through on her YouTube, I believe. And of course, I'm going to link to the kit down in the description. It has, of course, little pieces of ephemera that you cut out, pockets, tags, envelopes, all of it. But I'm going to use that, and I'm also going to be using this, come here, this piece of parchment paper that I got last Christmas from Hobby Lobby. It just says Merry Christmas over and over, and it's huge. So we're going to cut it to size, and it'll be our background. And I'm also going to use these that I got from Hobby Lobby this Christmas. Little mini icons, but you have the little candy canes, stocking, Santa, gingerbread, tree. Here's the little truck with the tree, reindeer, ornaments, and the snowman. So we're going to use all that. Alright, so first, I'm not going to cut this. I was going to cut this into size. My light keeps getting knocked around. See? But I think I'm just going to put the glue down and then put this down and work on top of it. And then cut it down at the end. So let's do that. Get our glue out here. And I don't want to glue the pages behind it. So I'm going to get these pieces here. And if you want to know what I use for my glue pieces, these are the fronts and backs from a 6x6 paper pad. I also use the ones from the 12x12s, obviously. I also just take scrap paper and use that. Anything really. But I've been following Gail a lot. Gail Agostinelli, I'll link her down below. And she uses book page, but then when they get too bad, she folds them over, and they become her next journal card basis, I believe. Anyway, I'll link her channel down below too. That's too far then, isn't it? I went 2 pages on that side, but anyway. Just glue. And anything that comes back up, there's another page down below. I've glued too many together, but that's okay. Anything that comes back up, we'll glue back down. And then hold it into the crease there so that it doesn't come back and be too short. I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Give me just a second, I'll be right back. So I couldn't get a good handle on how to cut it, so I just ripped it. I just closed the book and ripped it to size. And you can see the glue, I think it's a glue good in the middle here. And I'm not sure how to go about getting glue injected into the middle to put it back down. So we're just gonna work with it as is. Okay? Now, let's create a little scene. So this Hearth and Pine is kind of a rustic type of kit. So I'm going to cut this farmhouse off of this journal page. That's why I say these misprints, because you never know when you can use them. Like, look, I could take this and I could make a whole Christmas card out of that. I'm not going to right now because that's not what we're doing. But I could. So yeah, save your misprints. Even if it's a partial, you could use that somewhere. I'm not saying save everything, of course. There are going to be some scraps that are just no good. I know, heresy, but I said it anyway. I'm just going to cut this out. And you don't have to cut perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so I try to. Well, I'm not a perfectionist, but I have a little bit of perfectionism going on. I want to be a perfectionist. I don't know. But, yeah, I try to cut perfect. Which is part of why I took up junk journaling, is so that I could learn how to live with not perfect a little better. And again, I'm not saying I actually am a perfectionist. That's like a whole thing, and I am not it. But I've always had trouble when it comes to things I've made or am making, wanting it to be perfect to a point of throwing away if it's no good, if it's not perfect, or bashing myself if my drawings aren't the best. This has been an issue for me all my life, and I'm trying to learn how not to be like that. So we're going to take our little barn, and I think I'm going to put it right there. I think I like that, up against the edge there. So I'm just going to take some glue. And I apparently have not thinned this out well enough, but you have to thin out your glue in your bottles. So make sure you do that. I had the hardest time when I first got these precision tip bottles because I couldn't get anything out of them. I had to go back and ask, hey, how do y'all do that? And that's what it is, you thin it out. Depending on the glue you use, you'll use different things to thin it out. This is Aleene's Tacky Glue. And you just use water to thin it out. It's water-based. You don't want to use a lot, but you know, just enough to thin it out. Some use acetone, some use alcohol. Okay, we've got us a farmhouse going on. What else do we have? I don't want to use that. Oh, look at this tree. That would look nice. me see what other trees we got, because we got this poinsettia that's... This is a nice tree, but with it being in a box, is it good for outside? Maybe. Maybe. Here's us a donkey. Said that a little like Shrek, didn't I? Some lamps. I like this phrasing. It might be a little big to go on my page. I'm going to save that off to the side. I might use that. No, there's another barn set. Okay, we'll use this tree with the poinsettia, with the flower. And I'm going to cut this one a little more outliney, because it's got that little bit of a glow behind it, and then the branches, and you know how trees are. And I save all these scraps like this. See this right here? I can use this somewhere. And then of course here's a couple of letters that I can use somewhere. Not necessarily in this spread, but somewhere. So yeah, I save my scraps. I recommend you do too. Here. Okay. We're going to get some glue on the back of our vaguely tree-shaped cutout here. Hopefully that's enough to keep it down. Put that close to the middle. Okay. I think that's enough with the pages, because that's a couple of really big things. I don't think I'm going to use any of the background pages for this one, because I use that Merry Christmas paper and such. So let's see what else we've got. Let's look at these fussy cuts. These are not all the ones that come with it, I don't think. I think I still have a couple I have yet to cut out. Well, let's see what we got. We got this desk. Here's an old-fashioned TV. A door. Ooh, we can put a stocking somewhere. Christmas gnome, perchance. Little snowman. This lady. There's a little stack of presents. Some candles. Don't forget this poinsettia. Flower. There's a little donkey friend again. Little Santa Claus. Some cookies. This isn't from her kit. I don't know why it's in here. And this truck with the tree. Let's see. I'm gonna start here. I think I like these two. Let's get the donkey. I like this. Put this here like that, maybe. Kind of covers up the tree. We'll skip the stack of presents there. I don't know about Santa. Maybe put Santa instead of the gnome for this time around here. Okay, I like those. There's some tickets. These are more label style tickets than tickets. It's not what I want right now. Oh, here's some banners. I forgot there were banners in there. Let's look at the banners. I definitely want this truck integrated somewhere, so I'm gonna put him right there. There's some stockings hung by the chimney with care. Yes, the Christmas chicken. Must have the Christmas chicken. Okay, so we got those three, and I think we'll just repeat them and have a little thing. I don't know where my twine is. There it is. And we can get some Christmas twine out to go in between those and create a little banner. Ooh, we could kind of do them like this. So that they are just kind of banner style. Yes. Okay. I'm bouncing in my chair, y'all, because I'm so excited. I want to do the string first, so let's open up the twine. I hate having to open this stuff because it's hard for me to get scissors anywhere near there. There it goes. I know they're supposed to be like where it's stuck together, it'll come apart. That doesn't work for me. Okay. Get my twine much longer than I need it, even. And then put a dot of glue here for the start of the twine. Get on there. And we will some more glue here. Like that. Well, that didn't get out there. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, but we're gonna make this work. Like that. Okay. And move these banners. I watched a video yesterday. I can't remember the gentleman's last name, but his name's Jason. I know he does a lot of book reviews. He's a book talk personality, I believe. But he had picked up junk journaling. And I'll try to link it below. I should be able to. I watched it on Facebook. And it just perfectly entails what I'm thinking every time I do something like this. It's just the franticness of his brain, and I try not to show that on the outside, but y'all have seen it a little bit in my videos. yeah, just the franticness in his brain. I'm not gluing this all the way down. Just gluing at the actual. Oh, I will cut the chicken. Cut the chicken. Okay. I'm just gluing it at the twine, so that once it's glued, I mean, it's not gonna flap around like a banner would, but you get the point. I believe that the red twine kind of blends in with the background, but it also stands out just enough that you can see it. And I meant to put this in the middle and the chicken on the outside, but I didn't. Yeah, I think the red twine stands out just enough that you can see it, but not enough to be obtrusive. I think my nephew is leaving. Sounds like his car. You can always tell when his car goes somewhere. Teenagers, am I right? We were all like that once, maybe. I was. I don't necessarily mean a car that, you know, loud or anything. His isn't loud, but just going. When I was a teenager, I was always going somewhere. Never with any real intention of being anywhere, just going somewhere. But that's cool. That's okay. He's on break from college right now, so he gets to hang out with his friends more, and we've seen him a lot more. He's helping out around the house. He's a good kid. He really is. Well, he's not a kid anymore, I suppose. Good young man. He's grown into to be a good young man. I'm very proud of him. And then, of course, I got 2 nieces. I'm proud of them, too. They're doing real well. One of them is going back. I know she has her bachelor's. I think she's going back for either her master's or another bachelor's. I think she wants to be a doctor. She's in the medical field. And then I've got another one who is currently, well, I guess not currently because she's out on vacation, they all are, but she's going for her doctorate in education. And then I'm not sure what she's going to do after that. After her teaching experience, she's been getting teaching experience because, of course, you've got to make money somehow, right? And of course, she does have the master's in education already. I think she's decided she doesn't want to be an educator as much as she thought she did, but she's a completionist. So before she switches careers, she wants to go ahead and get her doctorate. But I'm proud of all 3 of them. And there's another one that I've only met once. I'm not sure what she's doing. I believe she's just a few years older than my nephew. I believe she's in college. I'm not really sure what she's doing. Those are all from Kita's side of the family. I don't have any brothers or sisters. But I do consider my best friend's kids my nieces and nephews, so I got 3 of those. And I consider one of my cousins to be almost like a sister to me. She's 10 years younger than me. not exactly raised together or anything, but, you know, I consider her kind of a sister. She's got a 2-3-year-old daughter. So that's another one of my nieces. And of course I do have another cousin that should have been my twin, and he's got 2 children, so those are also nieces and nephews. My nieces and nephews are varied, but they're not all sibling related nieces and nephews, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm like, let's see what we can get out of this. I know I went off on a tangent there. A lot of y'all have told me you like hearing the stories. So there's one about my mini nieces and nephews. Apparently I have 2 godchildren, but I have completely forgotten. I've met them once, and I don't think that was a joke, but I'm not sure. Let's, of course, use one of the little trucks. And a reindeer, a little smiley reindeer. And a gingerbread man. And I could paint these. I have paint markers. But I don't want to go get the rest. So I might not. I think I'm going to go ahead and give the gumdrop buttons a little bit of color here. I'm sorry I keep reaching over you like that. And I'm going to turn this over. Nope. This one's got a lot of burn on it. They do that when you put them in the laser sometimes. So we're going to get a different one. Just a little bit of color. Just kind of differentiate there. And put a little black on the tires here. I'm not going for full color, bright neons out of the box type of thing because it is a rustic style kit. But a little bit of color can't hurt. You know what I am gonna do though? I don't know how well this pen will work on this wood. We're about to find out. Better than I hoped. Better than I hoped. Of course it's got to be Rudolph. Because what other reindeer would you want? Alright. I'll put these on and then we will put a message on. And I'm going to use the bigger glue bottle for this because it's wood and I want to make sure it gets stuck down. I put that blob of glue and then I'm not pressing, I'm just spreading it around so no more glue is coming out until I want it to. Because I don't want a ton of glue, I just want all the bits gluey, and I didn't want to take hours like I would with the little glue bottle. We'll put it off here. Press him down real good. We're going to take our gumdrop buttons. Do you know the Muffin Man? Sorry, little outburst there. truck. You have to have the truck. It's not traditional Christmas from, you know, way back in the day, but it's become traditional Christmas. You have to have the truck. Paint it red if you want to. Paint it teal. I like this teal truck. You don't have to. That's fine. And then Miss Tracy, Lottie's Magic Attic, has provided us in this kit with some sentiments. Let us see. This is a lot. Let's see what sentiments. Snowfalls. I don't know. I want to use a bigger sentiment. That's why I'm thinking the larger. She has the smaller ones. Wrapped in Wonder. Fireside Tales. Country Christmas. I like this. I like this. We're going to use Country Christmas. Okay, right here. And that's it. That's it. So, y'all, don't be afraid of your kits. Don't be afraid to make spreads. You don't even have to buy a kit, but if you want to, I know a place where you should. Lots of great designers, but Miss Tracy over at Lottie's Magic Attic, she does such a great job on her kits. She really does. But there you have it. I'll bring it in a little closer. Our spread for December 2025, made with the Hearth and Pine kit from Lottie's Magic Attic. Make sure you check it out. The link will be in the description. If you want to support the channel, just you watching does real good. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed this, and check to make sure you're subscribed. Random statistic: over 80% of you have not subscribed, and that's not. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't keep up with that. It's just every channel lately is saying 80% of you have not subscribed, and I think they just pulled that number out of thin air. But yeah, if you like the channel and you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. That's one of the best ways you can help out. Just subscribe, like the video, recommend the video to somebody if you like. Go over and check out our Facebook group, which is currently inactive only because I haven't posted there lately. But y'all are welcome to post there. Other people have. We got some great freebies over there. We're going to start in the first of the year doing more over there. I'm going to set up some discussion and things like that around junk journaling. Check out the shop. Make sure you also go through the links that are in the description and check out the Lottie's Magic Attic shop and this kit in particular on Etsy. She puts a lot of work into these, and there is a lot of kit available for fairly low prices. She does a great job and keeps her prices reasonable. So check that out. And as always, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Without y'all, this wouldn't be a thing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're watching this in December before Christmas as intended, well, not as necessarily as intended, but I'm going to post it before Christmas. In that case, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate something else, then Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. Merry Yule. That was yesterday for me. Or for, it was on the 21st. Don't know what some of the other holidays in December are, but please have a joyous one. Just enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy the moment, because moments are all we really have, right? Alright, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Come back and see us. Thank you. Goodbye.